What's going on? It is Friday, and that means one thing. The Movie Idiot Show is live right here, 9:30 Central Standard Time, right here on my YouTube channel, The Movie Idiot. I am Mike, I am your movie idiot, and I'm here to just talk movies and movie news with you guys like we do every Friday at 8:30. And I'm ready to go. We got some good topics lined up today, so I'm very, very excited for that. Before we get to our topics, I just want to go over a few things that maybe we should probably, talk about. A couple of things to go over here. So, thing number one, if you would like to talk about something or send in some topics, what you need to do is send in your tips and questions to https://streamlabs.com/movie idiot, and you can find it right here. Let's see, hold on, right there. See it? There, right there. That's the address you send in your stream topics and tips into if you want to comment on the show and be a part of the show. That's what we're looking to do. We want you guys to be active. We want you to be an active participant and part of the show. And that's the best way to do it here. And that's how we do it. So, give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Just going to change something really quick here. No. Pardon me, sorry. Just bear with me here. Well, and we're just going to roll with it here. So, anyway, all right. So, let's get to our off-the-top topics for the day here. And we're going to start with this one. And the first topic of the day is Marcus Theaters unveils steps to reopen by the end of June. Now, Marcus Theaters is a local chain, local to me in my area. Marcus, again, a Midwestern chain, and they are talking about opening by the end of June is their goal. And here, this article is on WISN, which is a Milwaukee station. Says one of the largest theater chains in the state said it won't reopen until the end of June or early July. Marcus Theaters plans to offer a low to no contact experience for customers by encouraging online ticket purchases and concessions via an app. Which I think AMC has been doing for a while now. Anyway, there will also be changes when it comes to picking seats. The capacity will be limited. Basically, we'll have 2 seats together and then 2 seats empty. And the rows of most of our theaters, because other theaters have recliners and they already have 7 feet deep, so we'll have 6 feet of separation on all sides, says Marcus Corp and CEO Greg Marcus. Now, this also coincides 1 day later, that brings us right to our next topic, is Regal Cinemas also planning on reopening, but they're going to be reopening in July for sure. So Regal, which is owned by Cineworld, the quote here, subject to this restrictions being lifted and confirmation of the schedule of film releases, Cineworld anticipates reopening all of the cinemas in July. Cineworld has put in place procedures to ensure safe and enjoyable cinema experience of employees and customers, the president of the U.S. chain Regal said on Thursday. So basically what this means for all of us is that by the end of June or early July, we could finally have our movie theaters back. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. And we had talked about this a little in previous shows as well. It's good all around, honestly. I think, and I can't wait. I really can't wait till, we get there. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. We've been wanting this. We need this. We this is what we want, and now it looks like it's gonna happen, and we should all be very happy, very excited for it. So I am. Let me know what you guys think though in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are excited, and if you think that some of the steps they're taking are good, and if it's if that's gonna work for you. I do want to say one thing though: the staggering of seats portion. I think that's gonna work better if they stagger. How do I put this? The staggering of seats. It's not just good enough to have them 6 feet apart, right? You have to again checkerboard it. So there has to be like seats here, and then seats here, and then seats here. So you don't have people sitting directly behind you. I think that's the big thing here. So I think, the main thing that we got to do is make sure that we stagger the seats. And then, after that, then, just go from there. And I'm excited. So I hope you guys are too. Again, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on that. And that will take us to our next topic. So next topic. The next topic. Scott Derrickson is set to direct Labyrinth sequel for TriStar Pictures, and Maggie Levin is set to write. So Labyrinth, as many of you may or may not know, is a movie that came out in the 80s starring David Bowie. It was very Jim Henson driven, lots of puppets and things like that. Very beloved movie in the 80s, and a lot of people really love it. I personally, unpopularly, will say I did not like Labyrinth. I've never been a huge fan of Labyrinth, and so there is that. But I am happy for everybody who does like Labyrinth. It's not my speed, but for all of you who do, Labyrinth coming out. Scott Derrickson, who directed the first Doctor Strange movie, and he's going to be directing this as well. So let's see here if we have a good quote on this particular one. It's just basically, according to Deadline, they're just discussing it. So Scott Derrickson, who passed up on reprising his role as the Doctor Strange 2 director, has found a new fantasy franchise to take on as he's being set by TriStar Pictures to direct the sequel to Jim Henson's Labyrinth. And then they're talking about Maggie Levin, who also wrote and directed Into the Dark and My Valentine on Hulu, will write the script. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot there. But so anyway, are you excited? First of all, are you excited for Labyrinth? And secondly, if you are you excited to have Scott Derrickson directing Labyrinth? It's kind of a, that's a big thing. And again, a lot of people have been waiting for this movie and wanting to see it. So, again, not my speed, but, I know a lot of people love Labyrinth. It's a very beloved movie. So let me know your thoughts below in the comments. You can comment below and let me know what you think of Scott Derrickson taking on Labyrinth, and if you indeed think that's a good thing. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that. Moving on, here we're going to talk about our next topic off the top, and I really want to get into this one. So I have been looking forward to HBO Max for a while now. I thought they've done a hell of a job acquiring content. And what I mean by that is acquiring South Park, acquiring things like I can't even think right now. Friends being one. Acquiring lots of movie titles to bring in. Acquiring they've done a great job of acquiring content and of course to put on top of already the great content that HBO provides, right? So I have been very much looking forward to this streaming service launching. And it launched. It launched yesterday. I am very disappointed. When launching a streaming service, you would think you would do your homework, or you would do the diligent work that it would take to launch on some of the main streaming platforms that are out there. Platforms like Roku, or Amazon Fire Stick, or LG Smart TVs. All of these things which I have. I'm a cord cutter, so, that's what I have. They did none of this. They literally are not on Roku. They're not on Amazon Fire Stick. They're not on LG Smart devices. I was able to get to it through Hulu, so signed up through Hulu. Okay, fine. I guess I'll have to go through Hulu to watch HBO Max, except for... Nope. Because it works, kind of. You get a lot of the HBO content on Hulu, but you're not getting the shows, like Friends, or The Big Bang Theory, or... Nope, none of this is on Hulu. Don't know why. Don't know why they have the ability to get to HBO Max through Hulu, but none of the content. Doesn't make sense. Why in the world would you launch a major streaming platform and not have it on the major streaming devices is beyond me. It is a total fail. I call it HBO minimum, because you can't do, like, it floors me. It floors me that they did this. So we're gonna go to this article on Variety here, and I'll show you guys what Variety had to say. So HBO Max's $80 million household dead spot: why streamer isn't on Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Warner Media is now live, packing in twice the content of legacy HBO for the same $15 a month price. But for now, it's unavailable on Roku and Amazon streaming platforms, represent more than 80 million TV households. Currently, according to this, you can't access HBO Max on Roku or Amazon Fire devices if you subscribe through HBO through Roku channels or Prime Video channels, and you're also out of luck. Let's go to, there's something I want to find here, though. There were two quotes that I'm looking for. One of them is from Roku. So here's what Roku had to say about this. Roku says, Roku and Amazon at this point have elected not to be, that's from HBO themselves. So HBO says Roku and Amazon at this point have elected not to be distributors, and we must be doing something right if somebody believes we are now starting to be more in conflict with their business, so I don't necessarily take that as a bad sign. What? No. You launched a streaming service. Most people use these devices to stream. I think that's a very bad sign. It means that you are not doing what you should do to launch your major platform streaming services. But I want to find, again, the quotes from Roku. Here we go. Here's the quotes from Roku. Here, let me get that on the screen for you guys. Okay, so. Okay. In a statement about HBO Max, a Roku spokesperson told Variety, "We are focused on a mutually positive distribution agreement with all new OTT services that will deliver a quality user experience to viewers in the more than 40 million households that choose Roku to access their favorite programs and discover new content. Unfortunately, we haven't reached an agreement yet with HBO Max. While not on our platform today, we look forward to helping HBO Max in the future successfully scale their streaming business." Now that sounds like Roku is still wanting to, make a deal and get on HBO Max and get on the bandwagon. That's what that sounds like to me. Okay, Roku seems open to being there. Cool. Awesome. Here's where it gets interesting. So that was Roku. Amazon also released a statement. And I got to tell you, Amazon, not so kind. Amazon, for its part, said in a statement, AT&T is choosing to deny these loyal HBO customers access to the expanded catalog. We believe that if you're paying for HBO, you're entitled to the new programming through the method you're already using. That's just good customer service, and that's a priority for us. So instead of saying, hey, we are looking forward to working with HBO Max, Amazon's like, you guys are wrong and you need to fix this. And I agree. They're wrong. You should not be launching a streaming, and this is, I'm sure, all coming down to money in some way, shape, or form. But you should not be launching a streaming service without having major streaming platforms. Everybody was so excited about this, and this is an epic fail. Again, HBO minimum, because they did the minimum. They did not do what they needed to do. And I can't, I'm floored. I am absolutely flabbergasted that they did this. So anyway, you guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think HBO dropped the ball on not including Roku and Amazon streaming services or streaming platforms in their services? Let me know, comments below, your thoughts on that. Whew, okay. Moving to the next final off the top topic. And that is, here we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to pull that up here. So the final off the top topic as follows. Now, you guys know already that HBO Max, funny enough, has been planning, or has now definite plans to release the Snyder Cut for Justice League. What we didn't know is that Henry Cavill, don't know why that just happened, Henry Cavill is in talks to reprise his role as Superman. This is new. So, according to Deadline, Henry Cavill. So here we go. Well, there is not a Man of Steel sequel, so we won't be coming back for a sequel. But, there's not a sequel in the works. We were hearing that Henry Cavill is in talks to reprise his Superman role in the Warner Bros. DC universe. We hear Cavill could come back in a couple of different ways, though not in a standalone film, but there are plans to put him back in the Red Cape, again, sources with knowledge tell us. So basically what they're planning on doing is they're planning on bringing him back in one of the other movies, whether that be Shazam, Black Adam, it won't be Wonder Woman or Aquaman. Well, maybe Aquaman 2 or Aquaman 2. I am stoked. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think that, some of the Snyder Cut excitement, I think, is probably leading to this, which is good. I think this is what we should want. I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought he did a great job. I don't understand the hate of Man of Steel. I thought it was a really good movie. Some people think it's a great, epic, I don't know about that, but I thought Man of Steel was a really good movie, and I think it gets a lot of hate that it doesn't deserve. And Batman v Superman wasn't Henry Cavill's fault, and Justice League wasn't Henry Cavill's fault. I think he did a great job playing the role, and I think he should continue playing it. And I love that they're in talks, and they're trying to get this worked out and trying to figure out. I think that's nothing but a good thing for everybody involved. And yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it. I think I'm stoked. I'm ready to see it. So I would love to see him back in the Cape. What do you guys think? Again, comment below with your thoughts on this topic. Okay. Finally, we are now into the viewer topics. So viewer topics today. So we obviously have a couple of different ways here. So as I stated before, we have a new way to send in topics. Now, tip topics do get priority over other viewer topics. So if you send in a tip, your topic up to the first of the line. We do have one tip topic today, but if you want to send in, here we go. If you want to send in a tip topic, you send in your questions or comments to this address right here that you're seeing on the screen. So https streamlabs.com/movieidiot. So that is how it works. If you send in a tip topic, your topic gets bumped up to the top of the list. And as Kevin Toms just said, money talks, bullshit walks. Well, yes. So if you send in a tip, your comment gets put up to the top of the list. And we have one tip topic. I got my first tip topic, and that comes from Del Mackey. Del Mackey writes in, and he says, I heard that HBO's CEO said that they will be spending more than the reported $30 million on the Snyder Cut. Is that true? And Del tipped $1. So thank you, Del. I appreciate that. Del Mackey, great. Thank you. And yeah, that's a great question. So let's explore that, shall we? So, HBO Max, the CEO, somebody should be yelling at him about not having his service on Roku, by the way. But anyway, I digress. He did an interview recently, and the original projection for the Snyder Cut of Justice League is at $30 million. They wanted to give him $30 million to finish it off, for Snyder to finish it off and release it in 2021 on HBO Max's platform. Well, here's what he had to say. Here, let me get to HBO Max is launching this week. They're talking about the Snyder Cut here. I'm trying to find the quote. I apologize that I don't have this ready. I'm not being professional right now, but that's okay. Here we go. So original reports pegged that the Snyder Cut budget of around 20 to 30 million, but Greenbalt said that the studio will only be so lucky if it can cut produced for as much as 30 million. In other words, the Snyder Cut will most likely exceed the 30 million mark. There's actually been rumors out there that it could get up to like 70 million, but that is just rumor, no fact base on that. So, more quotes here. Since I got here 14 months ago, the chance to release the Snyder Cut has been a daily drumbeat in our offices and inboxes. Well, the fans have asked, and we are thrilled to finally deliver at the end of July. It really is about them and beyond excited to be able to release Zack's ultimate vision for the film in 2021. This could never have happened if it weren't for the hard work and combined efforts of the team at HBO Max and Warner Brothers Pictures. So, yeah, they're going to be actually probably spending more than the original reported $30 million, and that is just good for us because we're going to get a better quality movie for it. So, again, that is awesome. I really, really am happy to hear that. And what do you guys think? Are you guys happy that, well, first of all, are you even happy that they're coming out with the Snyder Cut? And secondly, are you happy that they're going to be spending more than the first reported $30 million that they intended? Again, rumors being upward about $70 million. That is unconfirmed, so don't report that just yet. But still, I'm excited. I just think that we're going to get a better quality cut, is basically what it boils down to. And I always felt like 30 million, because this movie is unfinished. They have everything shot, but none of the special effects, none of the effects stuff is put in. And I always felt like that $30 million report was a little low, in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do you think that, spending the $30 million is going to make more than $30 million is going to make a big difference in the quality of the Snyder Cut release? Let me know what you think. And that, again, was our one single uno tip topic for the day. So, again, thank you to Del Mackey. And, again, if you want to send in a tip topic, all you need to do is send in those questions or comments to https://streamlabs.com/movieidiot. And your topic will be bumped to the front of the line because, as Kevin said in the chat right here, money talks and bullshit walks. So thank you for that, Kevin. All right, so now we're going to get to our viewer topics that were submitted in other ways. How do you submit viewer topics in other ways? Well, that's a great question. I'm sure you all were asking. You can see right there. You can see Facebook or Twitter at MovieIdiot1, or you can email themovieidiots@gmail.com. That's a great way to send in comments and questions that you'd like me to answer live on the Movie Idiot Show every Friday, again at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we're going to get to those right now. And the first viewer topic that was submitted was by Stephanie. Stephanie asks, and it was actually her and her husband asking, why is it so difficult to come up with a good title for a sci-fi movie? Stephanie, that's a great question. A very great question. Well, I don't know, to be honest. I think maybe it just has to deal with the groundwork and basis of sci-fi in general, right? So, for instance, your greats are so simple, right? Star Wars. It's very to the point. We're in the stars, there are wars. Star Trek. They're in the stars and they're trekking across them, But then when you try to get more in depth with that, I think it gets a little more complicated, as you said, and you get some really weird results. I'm trying to think of a sci-fi movie that has like a terrible name, just like a terrible, awful sci-fi movie name. See, a lot of sci-fi movies are also based off of like books. So some of the names are simply predetermined. Like Dune, for instance, is a sci-fi movie that's coming out. Well, the remake's coming out very soon. And that particular one, they're stuck. Their hands are tied. They can't really, make another name for that. So, in that case, I can see why, that isn't an option there. But I don't know. Let me think. What are some of the more terrible sci-fi? I can't think of one, to be honest. Why don't you guys let me know? Put in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think here. What terrible sci-fi movies have you guys names have you guys heard of? And or also, do you think it's that difficult to come up with a sci-fi name or, whatnot, or name for a sci-fi movie? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that particular topic. I honestly am just drawing a blank. I'm sorry, Stephanie. Wish I had a better answer for you, but I do think that why it is because of just sci-fi in general. Sci-fi is strange, Sci-fi is not your normal thing. And again, like all of like Planet of the Apes. Again, it's so to the point, and the best names are so to the point. And I think when you get away from that in sci-fi, like oh my god, Jupiter Ascending, right? There's a movie that was not very good. But Jupiter Ascending, it just what? Like I kind of agree with you that it's really hard to come up with it. But I think if you're gonna come up with a sci-fi name, it does have to be kind of direct and to the point. I think that's the way to do it. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next topic. So thank you, Stephanie, for sending that in, and let's go on to viewer topic number 2. Viewer topic number 2 comes from Kevin. Kevin says, "I'd like to hear about the nostalgia of older movies and why they are so dear to us. Example: Forrest Gump." Oh, he actually said more than that. I didn't add that into the quote. Let me go back in here. He says, "I'd like to hear about the nostalgia of older movies and why they are so dear to us, even when the movie is crappy," is actually the full. I don't know why I didn't add that part. But examples: Forrest Gump, Die Hard, 16 Candles, and Ghostbusters. Well, first of all, Kevin, I'd like to say that none of those movies that you listed, none of the movies of Forrest Gump, Ghostbusters, Die Hard, or 16 Candles are crappy at all. Those are wonderful, amazing movies, all different types of genres, too. I like how you jumped around there. I think those are great movies, so there's that. But the nostalgia of older movies, I think it's because it means something to us, right? I have a movie that I love that I know is a terrible movie. It's called UHF. It stars Weird Al. I know it's a terrible movie. I know it sucks, but it was funny to me in my childhood. The nostalgia is, what it means. Another one, me and my brothers love this movie called Surf Ninjas. It's awful. It's not a good movie. But it doesn't matter because it's the nostalgia of the movie itself. It's what it does for us. It's our memories of where we were, why we love the movie, how we were introduced to the movie. That's the nostalgia of it, and that's what makes it special. Some of my favorite movies weren't the greatest, movies, and it just has to do with what those movies mean to you, I think. Other nostalgic movies are like, The Wizard of Oz, or Gone with the Wind, which is very long, and or like, I don't know. I guess just I think A Christmas Story, right? A Christmas Story isn't the best Christmas movie, but it's nostalgic because of what it meant to you. Now, if you get like somebody from today who watches A Christmas Story, they may not feel the same, And I think really the nostalgia of it isn't based on whether the movie is good or not. The nostalgia is, what does that movie mean to you? And what did it mean? What meaning does it have to you in your life? I love the movie Mortal Kombat. Terrible movie. Absolutely love it. Spawn. Terrible movie. Absolutely love it because it means something to me. And I think that's really what it boils down to, is if the movie means something to you, then it's going to be nostalgic. That's what the nostalgia is. It isn't the movie itself. It's what that movie represents for you. That's just my opinion on that. What do you guys think? Do any of you think that the nostalgia of movies is based more on the movie itself or its meaning to you and how you felt about it? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that. All right. Let's see. Let's get to our next viewer topic. Our next viewer topic, topic number 3, comes from Chantel. Chantel says, "Talk about Where the Heart Is," the movie. So, Where the Heart is a movie, honestly, I can't remember if I've seen or not. I I know of it. It's the movie about the girl who has the baby in Walmart. I just can't remember if I've seen it or not. I do know that, it has its following. But I really don't know a whole lot more about it, other than the fact that it's the movie with the woman who has the baby in Walmart, which I thought was an interesting premise for a movie. So it definitely